Gareth, Christmas jumpers on, it must mean one thing, players' Christmas lunch, but obviously after that, this weekend Leicester away, huge game for you guys.
Yeah, it is. Obviously we want to, do well back in the Premiership. It's a big couple of weeks coming up for us, really. And it's always difficult around this time of the year. Everyone's out partying and celebrating and doing this, but for us, it's a real opportunity over the next few weeks that where we could be in 3 weeks' time before we go back into the Champions Cup would be. We want to be right up there at the top of the league. So it starts a big week away now at Leicester. Never an easy place to go, Welford Road, but a really exciting challenge for the boys.
4 or 5 weeks ago, it was a different story just after Bristol, but the response you've shown since then shows what this squad's all about.
Yeah, it is. I think Rob sort of said as well that it almost felt like we were waiting for that competition to come round. Maybe we were, but now we find obviously getting everybody back from the World Cup was a big thing to get the whole squad back together, and that's sort of whenever we all sort of came back together. So, it's been a good few weeks for us. It's almost a starting block, really. There's so much of the season to go. It's quite weird to be sitting here, a few days out from Christmas, and you've only really played 5 games in the Premiership, and so it is a strange scenario. But there's so much rugby to go, but we feel like we're hitting our straps real well at the minute.
I was going to say the coaches still feel there's a bit more in you, even though you've been producing these results. You seen that as players as well?
Oh yeah, huge. If in the grand scheme of things, to have the entire squad back together, we've been together for 2 months, to have everybody here. So when we've got a group of guys now, the A-League's up and running now, boys are back and boys are getting games every week now. So that's only going to make the competition amongst the boys even better. It's going to make the squad better, make the team better, and hopefully, like I said, we can push on to get better as the season goes.
The challenge was a few weeks ago to switch from Wasps into Europe. Now it's from Europe back into the Premiership. How do players go about coping with that kind of switch?
I don't know if it's.
Or is every game the same these days?
I don't know if it's too big a difference, really. We just ultimately want to go out and perform, and whoever gets selected to play that week wants to go out and perform to the best they can. And that's the beauty we have at the minute. We've got, arguably a group of guys here now that we can put out a couple of teams that's going to compete on 2 fronts, whether it be in the Prem or the Champions Cup or in the Premiership Cup as well. So we're in a good spot as a group. We're fighting fit as really with a lot of guys too. So a few guys come back from injury, so it's an exciting place to be at the minute.
You talk about Leicester and going there and how tough it is. Are you surprised where they are in the table?
Look, to be honest, it's still relatively new at the start of the year. What are we talking? This is only maybe the 6th Premiership game of the season. So it's hard to really gauge. To me, the Premiership's it was almost waiting for everybody to get back and get going again, and then the Heineken Cup coming along with only 1 game in between. So it's almost a little bit like I could almost maybe say now once the new year starts, this Premiership season is going to ramp up and you're going to start seeing results. The Leicester Tigers are a big club, a very difficult place to go and play rugby. They've got the squad they have together, the internationals right across the board. So I think whenever they get going as well, they're going to be a tough nut to crack. But we like where we're at the minute. We feel we're playing good rugby, and the boys selected to play this weekend. Hopefully, we'll put a good performance in.
As you say, we're nearly at the end of the year. Reflect on 2019 personally and from the club perspective. It's not a bad place to be, is it?
No, it isn't it? We're. From a club point of view, we're going well. Obviously, in Europe, it's great to be in a position where we're at. To be 4 games into the competition and to only drop 1 point, it's fantastic to be somewhere. It shows the progression we've had from the club, almost from last year. We were going away to Munster at the start of the year to try and get a result over there. Arguably, if we only had to win the game, we probably would have come away with the points. And then obviously to make another Premiership final, albeit very disappointing the way it sort of ended for us. But we were definitely from 12 months before, we were so much stronger going into it, and we just added to the quality of the squad, and it's great as well. And me personally, just enjoying my rugby, and every opportunity you get, just enjoy it.